Today's webinar is called Importing Made Easy in Dynamics SL. Our presenter will be Valerie Borak with Plumbline Consulting. And I am Dan Franklin. I'm Managing Partner with SIS Pittsburgh and the Dynamics SL Practice Manager here at SIS. Just to give you a quick background on SIS, we were founded in 1996 in Duluth, Georgia. And our focus is on industry-specific solutions to manage development, finance, operations, and project management. We work with Dynamics AX, SL, SharePoint, and CRM, along with many integrated industry-built add-on products just for those industries. Below, and construction and general contractors, specialty contractors, engineering and architecture, government contractors and government service contractors, and energy. We have office locations in Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, Pittsburgh, and San Diego. And please visit our website at www.sisn.com for more information. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Valerie, who is going to introduce Plumbline Consulting. Go ahead, Valerie.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Again, I'm Valerie Borak with Plumbline Consulting, and Plumbline Consulting is a development and consulting company. We actually now hold the SL support and development contracts for Microsoft, as well as we have our own suite of over 100 add-on products for Dynamics SL. All of our products that I'm going to show you today were created using the same tools that were used to create Dynamics SL. So they sit on the menu, they drill down to AP, AR, GL, they have the same lookup functionalities, the same security features, they use crystal reporting, and they're all actually licensed by your SL customer ID number, not your user count. So if you have access to the system, you could have access to the software. Today I'm going to go over 3 products that help make importing data into Dynamics SL super easy. Okay, they were created to help you draw in information from an Excel file or a CSV file and then post that information with the transactions necessary directly into SL. I'm going to now show you my remote desktop. Just one second, because of course with every demo you have a little blooper, and I got kicked out of my online access. So just hold on one second. I'm going to show you the 3 products. One is credit purchase card, one is AP import, and the next is GL import. All 3 of the products use the same mapping functionality as well as importing screen functionality. So if you see one, all 3 are going to look the same. And here comes my screen for you. Okay, from here I am going to start with our credit purchase card product. This product was created to allow you to go out and take either your credit card statement or your purchase card statement, create a simple map that says from my, say, example, American Express card, I'm going to download my Excel file or my CSV. I'm going to come here and I'm going to load the grid, and it's going to show me all of the fields that I have available from my credit card statement, and I will then easily match just by hitting this match button with a field in this center column that I want that information to import into Dynamics SL. Once you've created this map, you save it one time, and then you don't have to recreate the map again anytime you want to import your American Express. Then, from there, on a monthly basis or, say, a weekly basis, depending on how much you have to bring in your credit card statements, you would open this easy-to-use import screen. You would F3 here, and you would choose your map. You would come over to this button and go out and find your downloaded file and then import file. With the import file, let's see, you would then load the grid with all the fields that you had mapped so that you could easily edit them before posting it to SL. So what you would do here is you have to match a vendor in SL with a merchant on your on your screen or from your import file. To do so, you just F3 and pick the vendor. Now, once you've done this one time, the system will remember the next time you import from this credit card statement and you have a merchant with the same name, it will remember that this was the vendor you matched it with in SL, and then you do not have to rematch it. It will also generate the account and sub-account you used the first time, and so you can always come in here and F3 and change it, but it's trying to lessen the amount of work you have to do on your repeated files. Then I'm going to scroll across here so you can see some of the other fields that you have the ability to bring in information for. If you do not bring in an item description from your credit card statement, it's just going to put the merchant name here. And as you can see, I'm going to keep scrolling. You can tag it to a project and a task, an employee ID. You can delete a line or actually split a line across different accounts, sub-accounts, or companies. Then the system uses a clearing account and sub-clearing account for the process that I'm about to explain. Once you have all of this information filled out, you can do a posting preview report to see all the information that is going to post into AP. You come down here and you pick period to post, check date, and check period to post date. It'll automatically default with the period you're in now and today's date if you do not fill that in. And when everything is said and done, you hit post to AP. The system is then going to create a voucher for each line item in the grid. It's then going to create a dummy check for each line item in the grid using that clearing account information, so this does not affect your normal check numbers. And then it's going to create a voucher to the credit card company for each line item in the grid. Now, some people will say, what if I don't want, say, 100 vouchers to my American Express? I just want one voucher. You would then click this group by credit card vendor checkbox up here, and you would still get the voucher for each line item and the credit and the dummy check for each line item, but then you would get one voucher for the sum of the import to the credit card company to be paid. When that voucher is paid, they wash out in the clearing account, everything comes back to zero, and you are on your way. Now, this is a very popular product these days, especially for people who are trying to or have employees who are using a company card. You can have as many different cards as you want. You can have as many different imports as you would like. The product is $15.95 plus a 19% maintenance plan for the first year. So I'm going to go over the other two import products, and then we will take questions at the end if you have any. The next product I'm going to show you is actually our AP import utility. Now, the AP import utility and the GL import utility were again created using the same thought process here. You create a map, but for our AP import, you can either choose a voucher type map or for payments. So this will either create vouchers or create payments when you're importing. So depending on what you choose, then you can map just like we saw in the credit purchase card. So I would just remove one here. So you would match document with whichever one you wanted, and it would then come over here, and you would save this import. Then you could save it as I have seen some people use this as like as an import for their outside expense software, something like Concur, and so you could name it Concur. And then you would be able to come into that AP importing screen. It's very much the same look and feel as the credit purchase card, but I'm gonna pull up hopefully a document here for you, and I'm going to scroll across so you can see all of the fields that you have that will be created when you are importing the information into SL. As I keep scrolling, there are a lot of options here for you, And I keep going and going and going. There is a lot of items, okay, a lot more than on the purchase card screen. So you can edit any of these line items from your import. You can also update a vendor directly from the screen. If the vendor does not exist, you can update the vendor right from here instead of having to leave, go out, create the vendor, and bring it back in. Once you have the whole grid edited and ready to go, you just can come down here and hit post, or choose your period and hit post to AP. You have a couple different use post dates from the grid in AP posting, just to make one of the options. But as simple as post to AP, and each line item will have either a voucher or a payment created for you. So that is AP importing made easy. Then I'm just going to bring up the EGL Import Screen. Same functionality, same mapping screen. You have, let's bring one up here for you. You can create your map. Once you've created your map, I'll bring up the screen here, and this is going to create the GL transactions for you. So it's going to do the credits and debits and create a balanced batch for you once you post to the GL. Okay, each product can be used for different imports. We have some people use the GL import for, say, their ADP, their payroll. That was one example of using the GL import, creating a map from your ADP file and then importing the GL transactions from ADP. This makes it a very easy one-step process once you have brought it in the first time. So with that, those are quick and easy products. Are there any questions on the import products? As you can see in your menu bar, SIS has uploaded our 3 brochures for you in case you wanted to right-click on them and download them into your computer. We also have pricing. One of the questions says, how much does the GL import cost? GL import and AP import are both $15.95 each, with a 19% maintenance plan for the first year and 17% after that. So if you can enter your questions into the chat if you have any. They're pretty easy to use. Again, there's really no setup to the products other than the purchase card. It has to have those clearing accounts set up for the transactions to be created.
Valerie, I have a couple of questions coming in.
Sure thing.
Can this do multiple screens at the same time? Example, the GL entry line and notes.
GL entry line and notes. You want to import into notes? I don't quite understand what they mean by notes.
I guess I don't have any more information in that.
Okay. If you want to ask, or whoever asked that question, if you want to send Debbie Peavy an email directly, we can talk about that question offline, since I would think I would need a little bit more information for that.
Yes, import into notes along with the entry.
Oh, okay. I don't think out of the box it imports into notes. I think it just creates the GL transactions. Now, that's not to say we couldn't look at a one-off customization for you, but out of the box, it's only creating the journal transactions.
Okay, and I have another couple of questions coming in. Can you attach scanned images to the batches?
We have had that request a couple different times. At this time, it's not, but it is a feature on the list that would people have requested. It wouldn't be something I have a release date on, but if it's something that you absolutely want, we could always talk about getting it added.
And next, what is the purpose of the dummy check?
I think dummy check in SL, I think it's the offset paying the voucher. So it's going to create the voucher for you, and then you have to pay that voucher. So that dummy check is paying that voucher, saying, okay, here's a voucher for Home Depot, then I'm paying the voucher for Home Depot with the dummy check, and then I am offsetting that with the voucher in the voucher for the credit card company.
Okay. Well, we've got just a couple more, and then we'll move on to the next one, but it's good to do it now. In purchase card, is the merchant field the employee or the credit card company?
In purchase card, this in purchase card, now keep in mind this is coming in from, okay, so in purchase card, the merchant is who you purchased the item from. So this merchant will probably come in and say Walmart store 543, and then the vendor is who you are matching this with so that you're able to track how much you're spending with Home Depot or Walmart or so forth, updating your 1099 and your vendor history. If you want to know who the employee was that was charging it, if that's something that comes in on your credit card statement, you can always map that employee ID to your employee ID here in SL, and if you F3, you get the employee list from SL.
Okay. When you showed the credit card import tool, does that both post to GL and create a single voucher to be paid, that you would then go through the normal process of adding that voucher to a batch for the next check run?
Yes, you would actually have to go out and pay that voucher for the credit card company. It's not paying the voucher for you, it's creating the voucher to be paid. So that's where this process ends, and then you would have to take that voucher and run it through the process to actually create the payment for the credit card company.
Can AP import be used in place of purchase card?
No. Well, depends. Credit purchase card is creating those additional transactions for you so that you have the vendor history and the 1099 history. If you are just wanting to bring in the vouchers, you could use AP import and just bring in a voucher for every line item in the grid, but then you would have to go run through the process. AP or purchase card is doing that whole process for you, so you're not having to create the additional transactions to move the transactions out through the system, whereas AP import's just creating the voucher for you. So you could if you wanted. Now, with purchase card, if you did not want to bring in, if you did not want all the different transactions that the system's creating, you just wanted to take your whole credit card statement and post it to, say, American Express, you could do that. There is functionality within the system that you could just take the whole credit card statement and post the whole thing to American Express. With that being said, it's not going to update your vendor history and your 1099 information.
Last one, and I hope I haven't already asked this one. Can you use
okay.
it with an extension table?
Can I use which one?
I think it's the import.
The AP import?
Yeah.
I think that's, I would have to see what development, what do you mean by an extension table?
Screens, it's the same.
You can use user fields, but you can import on user fields, but it's not importing information anywhere else other than into AP or GL into creating a voucher or payment or a journal transaction.
Yeah, and she's saying AP or GL extension table, extra user fields. So it's a little more clear.
The extra user, I'm pretty sure those are on here. You can use user fields, I think. Let me open it up and check. And if it's not on here, yeah, user fields here. So you can import into the user fields if you have those set up.
Great.
And the same for AP, and there are certain ways to be able to use user fields and purchase card as well.
We've got a lot of interest. One more question, and then we'll go and we'll do questions again in a few minutes.
Yeah.
On the credit purchase, can you have both vendor and non-vendors, or do all transactions have to be in the vendor file?
So this is how I would explain this. So if a lot of people who use this product might have transactions on this screen that they don't want to actually create a vendor for an SL, which is what I think you're asking. So if you have, say, 1 or 2 or 100 transactions that you just want to bring the line item information in so that your credit card import and your statement match, what we always suggest is create a like a dummy credit card vendor account where you can post those transactions to that single account, so the information or the amounts and the transactions are still coming in, but you don't actually create, say, 100 vendors for something that you don't want to track or for something that you'd never use again. So you have the option to delete the line item, but then remember your Visa or your Discover card or whatever it is, the statement import will not match the voucher to be paid to, say, American Express or Discover. But every line item in this grid has to be mapped to a vendor. So whether it's that dummy vendor or it's an actual vendor in SL, your merchant has to match with a vendor in SL for the process to run.
Okay. Can you go?
Now go ahead, Debbie.
No, you go ahead. Finish the.
Well, these were all 3 of the products I was showing, so
Oh,
we went through those fairly quickly.
I'm so glad for interest here. We've got someone who would like to go over the pricing for each product.
Yeah, sure. The credit purchase card product is $1,595 with a 19% maintenance plan for the first year and then 17% after that. And the same pricing goes for the GL and AP import tools. So each one is $1,595 with the 19% maintenance plan for the first year and 17% after that. Plumbline Consulting doesn't sell direct to customers, so you would have to contact your SIS, Debbie Peavy, or their sales email, and then go work through them to purchase the product and implement it.
Okay. Are you able to write purchase orders to a vendor to be paid by the credit card as well? Or can you only enter credit card charges in the import?
For purchase card, I know you can tag a PO. There is, where is it? Did I skip it? There was a PO. You can update a purchase order and with those transactions, with this transaction line, but that's the only way this works with it, and I am not sure how AP or AP would work with it. So I would have to look into that in more detail offline and get some information back to you.
Okay. Any other questions? Someone asked, is the $15.95 per user? No, that's per module.
Right. The $15.95 is, we sell all of our products as a one-time fee. So our unlocking keys are connected to the company's SLID number. So that ID could have 100 users or 5 users. It doesn't matter. It's still $1,595.
Okay. All right, one more. Concur, which would be used through AP Import, has credit card transactions. How is this handled through purchase card?
I mean, it's just creating through purchase card. How could it be used? If you're bringing in the transactions through purchase card, you're only going to bring in the credit card transactions. You would have to use, I've only had people use AP Import for Concur. So I think we would have to look into how you could use one module versus the other. The only time I know we've had people use Concur is with AP Import. I do not know how you could use Concur with purchase cards, so I would have to look into that. Any other questions, Debbie?
I'm not seeing anything.
Well, just so everybody knows, up on the screen, the Dynamics SL User Group Conference is in September in San Diego, Paradise Point Resort, which is a beautiful resort on the water. It is from September 28th to the 30th, and SIS is the dinner sponsor there, which they do every year, and Plumbline Consulting is one of the premier sponsors. And we back this conference. You know, it's the best conference of the year for SL users. It's run by users. It's got great content. The community is so open, and we really, really recommend, if you're an SL user, that this is the conference for you guys to go to. Registration is still available, so you can go to the website on your screen, www.msdslug.com, and you can see the information. You can take a look at what the different sessions are that are going to be available. They have vendor areas so that you can see all of the products that are offered out there for the SL community, and everybody is just so open and helpful at this conference. Microsoft, we will also be there, so if you have Microsoft questions, you can go to the Microsoft booth, talk your questions out. People can show you how to do things. It is a great place to gather information, learn how to use the system more efficiently, learn how to use things that you might not know about, and as well as see what's coming next for SL, because there is an SL roadmap for what's next. So that is just some information on the SL user group. Again, you can reach out to Debbie Peavy about this information, as well as you can go to the website and check out the SL user group conference. And here's Debbie's information. So in case you want to either set up a demo to see one of these products offline, and we can run through, maybe if you gave us a sample file of your import, and we could run through it and see how it would work through our system, as well as pricing or purchasing through SIS. So with that, Debbie, I'm done here. Thanks so much for for the opportunity to present these products to your customers.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Good job, Valerie. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a wonderful day.